What it do, what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. Welcome to the full moon in Pisces ceremony, where we will be dreaming your new life. As you can see right here, we do have the moon within degrees of Saturn, and of course, opposite the sun, back like we never left. All right. Um, this is definitely one of those ceremonies where just want you to sink into, or rather, one of these full moon cycles that you really want to, thank you, Echoist, just really feel the vibe of, get comfortable in, and be prepared to have, especially with Saturn of totality, everything that you can imagine, Saturn in Pisces, everything that you can imagine unfolding for you. Okay, back like I stopped friend. Shout out to those of you with the Pisces suns going through the Christos activation. This being a super moon adds a supernatural divine element to this, that through metaphysical, meaning unseen aspects that still influence you. For example, the 99% plus of the electromagnetic spectrum that's not visible to you would count as metaphysical in a sense. Um, you're going to come into a divine understanding, divine pertaining to beyond what's natural, which will help focus, as this is a 180-degree turning point, to begin to integrate all of this understanding into how exactly, Sun in Virgo, you want to be aware of mastering new techniques and behaviors that you're going to live your life with. I want to show you this Mercury retrograde, opposite Neptune retrograde, Venus retrograde, Uranus is retrograded, okay, and Mars is newly in Libra. So you are already transforming how you imagine based on the actions you are taking to actually express and do everything that you've mastered. Mars coming out here is like shooting with your team before the playoff games start. It's like, you're just kind of expressing it before the sun is there, and now you're playing. So, not the best analogy, but I want you to take a very fish-tarded approach to this full moon that is going to harvest the sequence of making real every single one of your dreams. Saturn in Pisces is incurring responsibility here, because you have to have the responsibility to, at a real fundamental level, examine everything you really do believe. Everything that you keep out in the open, whether due to fear or stubbornness, and you don't necessarily actually approach with the seriousness of how you actually express these beliefs, these will now become unconscious manifestations that will show up directly in front of your face to be dealt with during Libra season. So that's the difference with the mutable nature of the two fishes. Whether through this full moon you dream up a nightmare or you dream up your dream come true, okay? The supernatural unlocking of your potential is integrating into your physical experience a complete and total understanding of how you can not only master the way you live your life, but take all of the pieces that you've set up since you've evolved in April and give you the realist picture of how exactly you finally piece together this puzzle piece. That being said, in another 2 weeks, once we activate this new moon in Virgo, you will have, for the first time ever since opening up the new updated puzzle box in April of 2023, finally have put together all of the pieces. There's going to come to a point after you've shared this puzzle piece with people and gained different perspectives that you're going to look at this puzzle piece 6 months from now during March of 2024, and you're going to believe in what the meaning of this picture of the puzzle is. Okay? You're going to be looking at a complete puzzle portrait that has layers of depth and meaning, and you're going to be aware of what it means to you, and it's going to be what you believe in moving forward. Now is where you're finally putting in that final piece of the puzzle over the next 2 weeks, because in Libra season of the other person, you're going to take this completed puzzle and you're going to present it to other people. And this is where I want to say once again, you do not want to be the person who enters Libra season with pieces of your puzzle still missing. You go look sloppy. That's not going to be a good look. You want to make sure you take the time through this full moon to piece together every piece that's presented. March, April, and the Aries was the first piece. Taurus season was the second piece. Gemini in June was the third piece. Cancer was the fourth piece. Leo was the fifth piece. Okay, the sixth piece is coming through Virgo. We're putting it together. Your superpower is that nobody else's puzzle looks exactly like yours. Yeah, you might see some that try and imitate yours, but you're the original real deal. Very crucial. And it is the behavior of how you bring everything into literal perspective. Divine perspective is Pisces. Ascended perspective is Sagittarius. True perspective is Gemini, or enlightened perspective. And literal or mastered perspective, well, that's Virgo, expressed through analysis. You're coming into not only analytical detail, but this full moon is producing divine analysis. Divine analysis is coming into the reality and nature of facts from a source beyond the physical. This is going to be near impossible to put into words, but the best way I can make sense of this is like you being in a movie, or even more accurately, you watching a movie, and you're watching a character in the movie and they can't find their keys. That character in the movie we could represent in a way as Virgo in the Matrix, right? In this production, they can't find their keys. And you're yelling at them in the TV, it's on the desk. It's on the fucking desk. And that television character responds and hears you. And it's like, who said that? Wait, what's on the desk? And they find their keys on the desk. First of all, that's ludicrous. That goes against everything that we even believe is possible relative to reality itself. We're taught that the character in the TV isn't even aware of who's watching it, which is true. And so that moon in Pisces represents this beyond dimensional understanding that the TV character was able to now influence in its reality because of your insight. And that's why I want to use that example, because it's controversial, it's strange, all right? And it represents how the nature of what you're feeling is beyond this physical, it's metaphysical. This duly now applies to metaphysical aspects of your own being, which you vibrate 99% plus more of your being. Less than 1% of your being is physical, okay? And you're visible of, once again, less than 1% of who you are. So you're going to understand all that extra 99% of how you now incorporate it into this less than 1% that you see, okay? And that's a fancy way of saying this is where you're fully understanding exactly how to use every single one of your supernatural abilities. This is also now the part of the montage, if you remember what we broke down for the monthly peace report, where duly, okay, you start to see market improvement of everything that you've already initiated. You start to see results that will peak the moon in Gemini, where you come into a moon in Gemini true understanding of this change of your behavior, Sun in Virgo. Okay. This is the week passage from now until moon in Gemini, where if it took you, you know what I'm saying, forever to lift a sandbag just to move it an inch, and you would sweat. Now that we've completed the Virgo transit with the full moon and we're harvesting the results, you're picking up that sandbag and you can walk all the way around the gym. And after you do, you're tired, but you didn't break a sweat. Versus moon in Gemini, now you can pick up that sandbag and run with it, and you're not even tired, homie. Boom. Okay. So we want to note the hyper accelerated quality of growth that's going to be happening as soon as this full moon hits with the super moon coming into the next 2 weeks. And everything that you're fundamentally doing, okay, is preparing you for 2 weeks from now, where you're going to be activating the results of you harvesting this magic, and you're going to activate a brand new lifestyle, behavior, and technique that you're going to move forward with into your relationships with Libra and the eclipse, and span out the next 6 months to create a belief out of it, a belief system. Okay. How is it that we're going to prepare for this activation with the new moon in 2 weeks? By 2 weeks from now, you have mastered abilities and skills and a change in behavior and approach relative to this plot twist towards what actions you're ready to take societally, socially, with other people. This is going to allow you, with this metaphysical understanding, as you're going to be revealed some of the most crazy, wild, powerful intuitions and synchronicities that you ever have coming from extra dimensional sources, exactly how you want to live your life. And that's going to be the ritual we're going to do right now. It's incredibly simple. And all you have to do, to be honest, is to really incorporate these mechanics over the next 2 weeks, so that by the time we activate it in Virgo, you can release the intention, just like you can release with this full moon, and boom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to escort you over the next 2 weeks to give you a breakdown based on the moon sign of how you can prepare yourself to dream into existence and reality from existence the lifestyle you want to live. You ready? Let's get it. So I do have the unlock code in the description box below, and we will have our guest return while he's having his lunar return, and follow up with those of you who actually, use the PDF and checked out the website. I do have those links down below again if you need to access them. All right. It is a great way to really map and log visually everything that you are experiencing and to plan it forward as well. So, this is going to be really fun and amazing because with the moon in Pisces, what you're doing with Saturn here and with Neptune is you are projecting or at least casting the pivotal approach towards how you're going to quintessentially change every facet of your lifestyle due to the collective life-changing events everyone's going to experience and the subsequent awakenings as well. You want to imagine right now how you're living your life, okay? And this is where the miraculous nature of this is pushing you to very, very, very powerfully not limit yourself towards what you think you can experience or live. And the challenge is to not do anything beyond just living in the imaginal act. What you're going to be doing over the next 2 weeks to facilitate this harvest is initiating an augmented reality protocol where you're augmenting the existence of your imagination into your reality, represented by this opposition. Okay. And relative to this opposition, this is going to enable you to direct everything you're harvesting with this perception to ingrain into your beliefs and your behavior everything you want to experience, so that by the time you step into the new moon in Virgo, you're not only ready to activate that and move in that direction, but because you've already done this extra step, it's already there for you because it's already here for you now, but you've put it all together to move forward and step into Libra season. And so that is as simple as dreaming your new life. I want you to see yourself 2 years, because it's going to be complete in 2 years, but you're going to step into it now. I want you to see yourself now, and once again, 2 weeks from now. What is the lifestyle you are living? What is every part from waking up to going to sleep that you are living? Saturn is liberation, and Neptune is the boundless, limitless quality of your imagination. So there's no limit to what it is you can achieve. Virgo is asking you very desperately not to disrespect it by wondering how you are in the process of creating how. What are you impressing into your subconscious over the next 2 days? Because this moon in Pisces is going to not only make this super impressionable, you are fundamentally changing every single belief around how you should live your life. Because the moon in Capricorn helped you understand how to use this new behavior and technique. And the moon in Aqua helped you understand at an advanced level how it all works. So the next 2 days are going to apply this supernatural understanding in can't miss experiences that will align you with more of a divine sense of timing than you even knew was possible. And congratulations. You want to, it's crazy that you say that, because I was driving today, and they were building this school called the Goddard School, and I was mind blown. I couldn't believe it. I felt like it was, yeah, some kind of synchronicity. But whether it was or not, um, it very does bring that Piscean nature of non-linearly wrapping in together everything connected. And by the time we get to the end of the moon transit, it's giving you a full understanding towards the realization of how you can take this change of your beliefs and start to apply it more than ever into how you make it real. If you don't know how, the moon already left Aqua, so you're going to experience what it is you know to put it into literal perspective for you. And what you want to do over today and tomorrow and the rest of the 2 weeks, but heavy today and tomorrow, especially before you go to sleep with, sats, as they call it, uh, states akin to sleep, uh, is to really perform an imaginal act and to either repeat that and be in a really good feeling right before you go to sleep so that you go to sleep with that. All right. And techniques such as that are way more effective during transits like this. We don't have heavy fixed or cardinal sign energies it prevalent as much. Like we do have heavy fixed, we have the Taurus, but it's anchoring just enough so that it can shift these unseen energies. Okay. And I think this might be hard for some of you to accept, but all you have to really, a lot of the work here is being done by Saturn and Neptune. So all you have to do is just imagine real time what it is you're doing. Okay. I don't care if you are broke as hell. I don't care if you don't have the means or if you're in situations that don't seem possible. If that's the case, then you even have to do this now. If you don't have a dollar to your name, but you know that every Tuesday and Thursday you are sipping on some caviar and some champagne in your favorite restaurant, because that's just what you do every week. You want to imagine every single detail of what that's like. How does that caviar taste? How are you talking to the waiting staff? Make it fucking real. And you don't have to even worry about how to do that. This is the hugest challenge. All you have to do is to commit yourself to the wholehearted imagining of what you're doing. Your subconscious mind does not have eyes or ears. You are it, eyes and ears. It does not know the difference between what is real and what you're imagining. So you want to inundate it with every single desire you're giving it. This is your power as a conscious creator. Before they nerfed you to believe and invert these principles so that you can give away your power to them. This is going to enable you to shift that perspective. And this is why you're going to be changing what you believe, because you're going to see a very real translation of this divine language, your word, real time. And this is where that commitment is going to produce so much results of this harvest.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. You want to, once again, have as much fun with this as you can. And as you know that everything you're imagining in your health, in what kind of fun you're having, you're not just imagining this like some wish. You are literally dreaming your new life. You are preparing for this. You are getting excited for this. You're not coming into 2 weeks like, where is it? How come it didn't come through? You are it. You're moving forward, continuing to live this as you create this and come into that peak Sagittarius season, for those of you who want spoilers. But like, this is, of course, because Libra, you have to build that imagination with the right people. Then you got to trust the right people. Scorpio, bam, Sagittarius, boom, you did it. So like, you're going to see over the next 2 weeks, as you commit to this imagination, these aspects are going to come into form. You're going to push start button and leave in Virgo new moon, and then you've now finally really stepped into it. All you're doing on a base level is preparing the behavior. So at the most base level, if elements of your lifestyle you don't see in your life, which you will 6 months from now in Pisces season and complete the transit, what you will have done is harvested the behavior. You will behave like the person who lives that life. And that's going to do everything for you, just maintaining that behavior. Boom. This is what we're doing this is what, by imagining, you're doing right now. Okay. So how excited are you? You're living the life of your literal dreams. Your dream, it's not even like you're living the life of your dreams. You're dreaming your life into reality from existence, because it already exists, but you're dreaming it into reality. You're selecting with Neptune and Saturn the totality of every single possibility that you can have. You just have to choose it. And you choose it by consciously affirming, not necessarily repeating words, affirming through what you think. That's it. Making sure you get excited, like, oh yeah, I do this, I do this. I go to the casino every night, I win every fucking slot machine I play. Like, you're imagining this. There's no limit here. It is a job. It is a responsibility to feel this amazing. As simple as it may be, really feel it. This is the power they want to take away from you and be like, oh, that's delusional. That doesn't, it's not even based in reality. Well, now there's a Nobel Prize won saying that this reality is not locally here. So what reality are they talking about? Or did they just give their power away? Okay, so that's how we're going to start this off. Really inundate yourself with this. Saturn and Neptune are going to reveal synchronicities that will influence how much more you go into your imagination. You'll be like, oh, it's like that. I'm going to add this now. I'm going to do this. Boom. Now, here, please promise me one thing, though. There's 2 or 3 things I want you to promise me, please. The first thing I want you to promise, okay? Yeah, creative. For those of you like creative who you're finding it difficult to feel excited about anything, you're awakening. You're awakening a different core of your being that, as you're awakening, is making you numb to what you currently are around, because it's the best way I can say is you're becoming the butterfly, and what the chrysalis loves, the butterfly doesn't find exciting. So this you're not going to be conscious of that, and this is what's preparing you for this new cycle. And it doesn't have to be exactly that, but that's a very good question. The first thing that I want you to promise me, guys, is that you do not limit yourself. You might feel the unconscious temptation to be like, no, that's not possible. No, I can't experience that. No, that's not, no, I'm just going to limit it to this. Don't do that stupid shit, please. Don't do that. Don't get caught up in looking at this not locally real reality. This is just a projection of this canvas. Okay. So, what I'm wanting you to know is everything you're seeing here is more than likely your past. You want to stay present in what you're imagineering and constantly creating. You are that variable that can change anything in an instant. There's no need to control anything and manipulate anything and hold on to anything, because there's no limit to what you can create. If you're impatient because you are not seeing movement, you don't have to see any movement. Some of you feel like, if I don't see signs and synchronicities, a majority of this is unseen. You don't have to see how. There's no Sagittarius. You don't even have to have intellectual understanding of what's happening. All you have to do is have integrity in what you're believing and apply that attitude and behavior to every situation to ingrain your subconscious. Boom. The other unseen part of you does the work.
No more fear of black chat.
No more fear. Okay. And please promise me that you will not limit what you're doing. You might catch yourself doing this unconsciously, though, and that is okay. I want to challenge you to take what it is you are dreaming and dream bigger. I want you to look at yourself, take your biggest dream, look at yourself, and be like, nah, this isn't big enough. I need to dream bigger. I want you to, if anything, go out of your way to imagine impossible scenarios and make it real, just so you can show yourself that there is truly no limit. Okay. Yes, like this is going to be the full moon for that. If you're imagining that you can teleport, for example, at an unconscious level, you're creating neural pathways to actually behave as someone that can teleport versus someone who doesn't do this. You're not giving reality that open door and possibility for you to teleport because you're behaving as someone who doesn't even believe you can teleport. Now your variables of actions does not open up the possibility because you closed it, versus if you push yourself there. By the time the moon's in Taurus, you're going to realize, oh, wow, why did I think teleportation is impossible? I wasn't looking at it in a different way. I was looking at it through all the limited possibilities. I didn't even know there are ways that can simplify this, and I'll get into that, right? So basically, the first thing is, please do not limit yourself. The second thing that I beg of you, please look at me. Do not lift a finger. Do not lift a finger to force. Some of you are going to try and force this. Some of you are going to be like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do that. Please, I am challenging you. Do not lift a finger. Do not do a single thing towards actually trying to do anything. The only thing that you need to be doing is everything that you're inspired to do. As you are immersed in imagining, consciously imagining, not mindlessly imagining, because that's just a fantasy, right? Consciously imagining what you're creating, okay, you're going to be divinely inspired to do certain things. You're not going to think about if you should do it or not. You're going to be divinely inspired. That's the only thing you should do. Outside of that, do not lift a finger. And this goes against a lot of principles you were taught. You have to go out and get it. You have to make stuff happen. Do not do anything. Okay. If you had an iPhone in your left hand right now, okay, how stupid would you look if you wonder, how do I get this new iPhone? Damn, I don't have enough money to get this new iPhone. How do I get this? It's in your left hand, though. So you look stupid as hell. Like your spirit guides are looking at you crazy. Crazy. Like, yo, man's has the phone in his left hand. Why is he trying to make extra money to get a phone? Does he not see it? Does he not see the phone? Mandem is crazy. This is wild. So please, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to orchestrate, oh, it's going to come to me in this way. I'm going to get it in this way. That doesn't matter. You already have it. All you're doing is choosing to experience it right now. Trying to force yourself to feel certain things. I have to be in the state. I have to feel happy at 24/7. I have to make sure I believe it, believe it, believe it. That's doing something. Don't do that. Please don't do that. You've never had an iPhone in your left hand, and now you're just like, let me imagine the iPhone. Let me imagine the iPhone. I'm feeling like it's in your hand. It's in your hand. All you have to do is just decide and accept it. You're imagining it because you're creating it. This is why it has to be fun. You want to do that. You love the fact that, oh yeah, I have the best phone ever. I got the new phone right now. And reality's yelling cap. And you believe full handedly, yeah, watch. I got it. You're not worried about when. That is a 3D construct. And they got you. Clocking in and all that shit. They got us. The IRS got us. Don't worry. We're breaking through. You get to transcend this, okay? Simply just by your imagination. And if you want to allow other people to tell you that that's delusional and that's not a real way to live life, you literally have the divine choice to believe that. That's how powerful you are. But let's take advantage of this energy. So the moon in Pisces is having you literally imagine this. So check this out. The first day, the moon on Saturn is giving you a more physical basis. This is the physics of your imagination. You're understanding the rules of everything you can imagine. This is you creating your rules and basis, your integrity. Then we're going to get into the Neptune aspect. Neptune is going to go full on balls to the walls. Once you kind of get the mechanics and the physics of this boundless world of your imagination, then you're going to go full Delulu. You're full Delulu of completely breaking the boundaries of everything you think is real will turn inside out your beliefs so that you can now apply this practically into this change of your behavior. Once again, do not worry how. Do not feel like you have to do anything. It's already done. That's why you want to fully just surrender. Neptune is surrender. So first we're deciding on the mechanics. What you're doing unconsciously is creating the law. Some of you do this unconsciously. Some of you can do this consciously. You can literally imagine, okay, fake people cannot talk to me. If someone fake starts to talk to me, they're going to start scratching their body. Promise. You might unconsciously not know you've said that with conviction. And now someone's walking up to talk to you and like they're starting to scratch their neck or their finger. And now you're like, fake ass. And you walk away. Like you've created that law. This is where if you start to go against your own integrity and mingle with fake people, that law is going to weaken. But as you establish that, it strengthens. And that was just off of one principle. You get to create this limitlessly. You get to build this law on yourself. Okay. So once you do that, now Neptune is asking you, all right, you need to surrender. Don't make this law and then start asking, does it work? Does it work though? Does it work though? You have to surrender all doubt. And yes, it's supposed to feel delulu. You're telling the caterpillar it's not going to be a caterpillar anymore. It's going to have wings. It's going to fucking transform. So you have to surrender every doubt, every worry. You are surrendering to your power. You're not surrendering to this invisible force that is judging you. You're surrendering to your own capability. You don't have to know how. You don't have to know what to do. You are what to do. And that requires a lot of fortitude, faith, and belief. But this surrender is what's going to engineer your belief to create your reality. Bars. All right. So once we step into Moon in Aries, you've fundamentally shifted and broken through with key synchronicities that change your belief around who you are, creating this behavior. And now this is where we step into the game changer. The moon in Aries is helping you understand who you are, which will begin the transformation process, eighth house of Virgo, to your behavior. This is going to unlock powers with Chiron in the North Node. And as you are imagining how you're living your life, once the moon goes into Aries, you are now inserting who you are in that imagination. This is where you're going to kalunk, now really define so much more authentically how to bring this understanding into how you're behaving towards other people. And we do not miss a beat. Like, you're gonna find new moon in Leo to full moon in Pisces started off a little slow, dramatic, but a little slow. Now the full moon is going to, coming into the new moon, boom, breakthrough Libra season. We're not missing a beat. The North Node is going to square Pluto, and this is going to really challenge how well you maintain this authenticity relative to outside views and opinions that may not gain the most from the boundaries you are drawing. Boom. Then the moon in Taurus is going to strengthen and ground the element of everything you're imagining in hyper real ways. Everything that you're imagining for how to you want to live your life, once the moon goes into Taurus, it's going to ground these concepts into you starting to understand, oh my gosh, I thought that being able to make this soda would be impossible. And then I just realized, actually, if I use this and this, boom, Uranus is giving you unconventional solutions to make real what you probably would have thought was science fiction. This is very, very key, because once the moon is in Taurus, this is where you're going to start to see how your behavior is changing. And Jupiter is expanding the quality of how you can ground this. And by the time the moon goes into Gemini, you have completed this. Once Uranus has awakened this unconventional perspective, and this is what makes this super crazy, because now we're completing the transit with Mercury conjunct the sun. You are now coming into a hyper real awareness and epiphany of the true way of exactly how to live your life. So now everything that you're imagining that might seem impossible to you now, but you have faith in, now in a week, you understand how true it is. You're having to compromise a little bit of the fantasy element, so it's a lot more aligned in truth, but it's so much more real. And now the sun conjunction to Mercury is, oh, mind and conscious are exactly aware how. We know how we're going to be moving forward ahead of consciousness. This is the lever being switched. And this true understanding is going to bring into a conscious realization, click, exactly how to move forward here. This change of your mindset now, by now highlighting and aligning how truly you get to dream your new life, you get to now move forward with how to feel about it. So you're going to drive the feeling forward. Moon that's on Saturn and Neptune now is going to drive forward the feeling of what you at current will now, understanding your belief, you will now feel in that direction. Now that you've understood the thoughts to fill its place with, Pluto opposition challenges you to maintain that sincerity post authenticity test. And this is where, coming through Venus now direct in Leo, you gain massive transcendence in the plethora of swag that will spill out of your heart. Because now that you are committed to dreaming this new life, elements of everything that you are imagining by this period relative to Leo's sixth house notion to Pisces are integrating super real. And the Venus Leo courage here is that feeling of, oh, wow, I thought I was just imagining this, but this is actually aligning with my changed behavior. And now you have a swag. Imagine if you had a swag because you see your dream life coming into form based off of everything you imagined. You're going to start to feel yourself very ridiculously like a Leo who just snorted 2 blows of cocaine and has strippers completely dancing around them. And now that Leo feels like they can't do anything wrong because they just nailed a performance and they sold out the stadium. And now they're just like lit because they're getting ready to live their dream life. That's going to be you. Zooted as an MFer. All right. I have to kind of take into account the 12th house nature of self effacement and addiction here because you're going to feel like you're on a high. And this is the high square Uranus and Jupiter and Taurus, strengthening the quality of how you are almost out of control, being able to turn the knob and level of how your imagination imagineers your reality. That's the transcendence 12th house releasing of the balsamic because you're starting to realize that now everything is obsolete because you can now use this new behavior. And once everything has shifted, we step into a new moon in Virgo. And that's it, y'all. This is where now you will have finally tuned this behavior to vibrate at that frequency. And you can activate this lifestyle. Case in point, imagine if the new moon in Virgo is the frequency of your soul wavelength that you play through guitar. You've mastered how to play guitar. And by playing consistently, because Virgo is consistency and repetition, by playing this tune into Libra season, where you're going to present this tune in Libra season, presentation, Libra, eclipse, playoffs, that tune and frequency is going to manifest the life you wanted to make, right? This 2 week process from now until that new moon is you tuning your guitar. How do you want it to sound? How do you want to live your life? And it's literally just that simple. All you have to do is imagine it, just dream it. And so, what we're going to do right now is a quick ceremony and ritual before we invite our guest on, all right, and he breaks down more of the unlock code and just provides so much more of a visual and practical way to really map this, especially over the next 2 weeks. I want you to, in your mind's eye, whether your eyes are open or your eyes are closed, all I want you to do is to imagine at least 3 things that you're doing as you're living it right now. I want you to imagine 3 things that you are doing in this lifestyle you're creating. Okay. I want you to see it and feel it as if you are actually living it right now. What that's going to do is it's going to produce a feeling or imagination in your mind, and you're going to start to tap into the behavior. That's it.
Vibrate.
Vibrate. All I want you to do is to just go to the end of that. And what are you seeing? What are you feeling? How are you behaving? And behave as that person now. That's it. Your imagination is going to help you, of course. Yes, you can do way more than 3. You want to do as much as you can. This is every aspect of your lifestyle. You want at least 3, 1, 2, or at least 3 things that you are imagining right now. Like right now, I'm imagining all of us in a meetup, just chilling, vibing, right? While Elisha and I are levitating around the jug, just doing aerokinesis. And you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just a part of my lifestyle now. And I have full conviction and belief that that's what I'm experiencing it right now. I still acknowledge this 3D reality. I still acknowledge that as much as I can believe I can levitate, I'm not going to jump off of a building. I still respect the physical laws of the universe, but please, I'm dreaming my new life right now, and it's fucking awesome. You want to have that attitude. Boom. And yeah, beautiful. So I want you to imagine that with everyone right now. Because we're in this ceremony, you holding space with 365 plus people is going to hypercharge the intention that you're having, especially since we've connected it. I've seen all of us together in this party room, so we've connected all of our intentions. And all I want you to do is to just imagine the lifestyle you're living. And once you are square on that, when you are ready, you are welcome to now release this intention. And once we end the broadcast, this is going to disperse the energy, and you're going to instantly get struck by the lightning of everyone's intentions. All you need to do is to take the behavior of what you have imagined and to, in every situation coming into the next 2 weeks, behave as that. That's it. You want to sustain the imagination to just give you perspectives and to just develop more of that. And then boom, behave as that. That's all you have to do. All right. And yeah, other than that, I'd like to welcome my guest once again. Appreciate you, fam. I'm gonna get you that stool right there.
No worries.
But yeah.
You know who it is. It's Mr. Buckfun. Let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? So we gave you some stuff last week. And for some of you, you might have used it. For others, you know, for others, they may not have jumped on it just yet. So what we're here to do and what we're going to make sure is available is the opportunity to move in, like take action. You know what I'm saying? Taking action for you might be different for someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hearing a ringing in my ear right now, right? But for any given person, just drop that dot on a circle. You know what I'm saying? And what you're doing, and you can do it on a napkin, you can do it in your head. You know, Michael kind of gave you some of these keys, and we're telling you, go ahead and unlock it. Just jump in, right? So it doesn't miss, especially when you're just being direct. Oh, we were trying to be mysterious, man.
Oh my bad.
But
Word.
in all seriousness, like, you know, you can have fun with it, you can be serious with it. It's wherever you take it. It's how you perceive it, you know. And that's a little weird for sometimes for people. It takes something of, some people would say vulnerability, but it's still releasing. It's still the detachment. It's still the shamanistic release, you know, and going to higher places. It's places where concepts like the purple plate and these vibrations where there's no pain, releasing fear. So we shouted out fear of a black cat earlier. You know, that's a fear of your own subconscious. So you don't want to have a conversation with the darkness in you, so-called, and people talk shadow work. But you have, you know, people are buried underneath a lot of layers, and that's their psyche. They got to deal with it. They got to feel out what layers they can come through and what layers they can't. Sometimes when they pop up, it's like a little gopher game. Pop, somebody hits them. Versus other times they step into that new layer and it's a release. It's more of me. I understand who I am. I'm doing the phoenix. And right now there's a big phoenix in your energy with Venus and a bunch of your characteristics, things that are within you. So how you deal with the deep down within you and what you're experiencing, even on this concrete, visceral earth, we call that M2P, mental down to physical. So mental, spiritual, emotional, physical. Most people are going to get stuck between emotional and physical. Still energy, but it's very condensed. Okay. And when they come out those layers, it can feel a little weird. But what's happening on your zodiac charts, we're going to show you that again. when you go to the link and you go to the unlock code, what we're really doing is we're showing you, hey, these are all the ways you can deal with it for yourself and still have fun with it. So Fear of a Black Chat is like the new version of A Living Color. Some of the comedians, y'all just need to holler at me because we're going to do some fun stuff. But we still know that it's sending out a pulse, it's sending out a signal. So that's why every time you just have a thought, just put a circle around it, okay? And we're giving you these activations, we're giving you these methods so that you can use them in different ways that work for you, okay? But we're giving you the core unlock code. So go to the link, all right? You should be able to jump right in. You see a couple of brands. What we're doing here is we're telling you, yo, we got you. We got you, genuinely. You know what I'm saying? But we're saying it's still you. It's always going to be you. Empowerment, that's that square that's going to come with Pluto. Are you empowering yourself? Are you activating something? Or are you in a position where you like, oh, maybe it's just another boss battle? That mentality is done. You know what I'm saying? So for some people, they're going to find themselves sifted down into different layers and levels, but it's still an unlock code for them. Can they release that tension and flow? Can they inhale, exhale? Can they just shift? So when you drop a dot on a piece of paper, when you in your mind see a situation and you just circle it, this is what you call cycle placement. And you immediately start to let your subconscious know some reference points. Your subconscious is going to talk to you now, and it's going to say some things. Now, if you're not ready for your power, if you're not empowered, then it's going to feel like a struggle. If you're empowered, then you know no matter what those vibrations feel like, which you can still plot in the 3-week sprint. So for the next 2 weeks, you still have what we got, what we gave you last week. You know what I'm saying? Go back to that video. You can get all types of gems. Come back to what you got here, and you're going to feel a flow. So for some of you, maybe it's not for you. For others, you'll see you on Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Like your videos every day, just the way we interact with you is a little different. You know what I'm saying? But we still going to really make sure that you get it in completely because it's your unlock code. It's the reason why people feel motivated or want some Jeezy thug motivation or throw on some, you know, some Travis Scott and just go in. You know what I'm saying? Different people going to hit at different angles. So you're finding your unlock code. You're seeing what's going on with you. And that lightning strikes that are going on, that's just like every moment. That's just like rain on a lake. So when you drop a dot, just circle it, okay? We made it super easy for you to work with your children, for you to figure out what's going on with yourself, for you to say, okay, well, this is how I feel about this other person or this other situation. So when you go to the website, you should be able to go straight in and you can sit your email in. It's going to give you all the visuals that we're talking about. So what you can do is your iPad, you can boom, scribble over. If you want to print them out, you boom, print them out. You see what I'm saying? So now you can really just play with it. It's still you just saying, this is what I'm feeling. This is what's experience like for me right now. Boom, drop a dot, circle it. Whatever situation you're going through, it does not matter what situation it is. You circle it in your mind, and now you have a little bit more of a reference point, and your subconscious is going to now communicate with your consciousness. The consciousness is not meant to be the Superman in that sense. It's not going to hold the grip all day long. It can't, okay? It's good for different types of pulsing and bursting in terms of its, what is it doing, okay? It's all possible. So it's like a pulse out. Whenever you drop a dot, it's pulsing out, and that's one of the circles. It's still you, it's your aura. And what we do is we're making sure that you understand more about your aura because it's all around you. It's how you do everything, okay? So that's why we're just making it a dot and a circle. We can still go into all the esoteric parts and all the other like super awesome stuff. But realistically, most people need something that they can do practically. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you have stuff like the Patreon, because we can get into you every day, make sure that you're able to get to it. Hey, did you do what you needed to do? Let's move it forward. Why? Because you already know what you said is the goal. You're just feeling it out now. What does it feel like to you? So drop that dot, boom, you straight into it. You see what's going on around you. If you don't believe it, just spin your ass around. Now, truthfully, you might have done a 360, but it's a big sphere all around you in that sense of what you're taking in. So you're seeing yourself when you just drop one single dot. And all I want you to do is put it on the timeline. This is how easy we made this part to get into it. It's still helping you access different portals, different ways of looking into the subconscious and starting a conversation. You don't have to really do much, but you're going to label it with like a 1 or a 2 or an A or a B or whatever combination. But you're doing that only so that you can quickly drop a symbol and keep moving. Okay. So, like I said, that free PDF, definitely go get it, start playing with it. Just see what you see. It's not a wrong or a right. It's just really get the rhythm going. So we're going to give you an activation now, especially for this moon, okay? Because there's an old party and we're done with it. It doesn't work that way. The energy of the Aquarian and so on and so forth doesn't work that way. So now you got to figure out the flow of it a little bit differently. That's why everybody's shifting, new businesses, etc. If you go to when the first eye opens, we got stuff for you there. It'll talk to you about how to make those moves. Michael already set you up. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, anything that you're looking to say, okay, well, my actions is going to create what? Let's get my actions, harmonious. Let me see what it is. It's my nature. Boom, we on it. So the glow up is crazy based on how you don't limit yourself. So that's why the template is so simple first, but it still gets you all the way down to the DNA where you actually live. We live in our DNA, and we have to face that fear of a black jack. So sometimes we gotta laugh about some shit and let it go. Other times, we have to say, well, what does that really mean to me? What's that reference point? Yes, I felt that, I experienced it. That dot can mean anything, negative, positive. It could be in the subconscious, and we'll show you all of that when we show you how to actually use the method for yourself. It is a divination method. It still takes into account tarot. It's all visual. Like I said, you can use it for children to just see where they're at. Don't get too wrapped up into people being on the spectrum. Get more into, well, where are they placed at in different points in time? How's their mind spinning or working? Everything is working in a spiral, some people would say. All the esoterics will tell you everything is on a circle or a cycle. So they're in a different cycle placement for a lot of people. So on the autism scale or the neurodivergent scale or the whatever scale, that's just a different placement. That person's energy is going to interface with things differently, period, no matter what you say, because it's in a different dimension. Welcome to the multiverse of madness, So for everybody that, needs a movie, definitely, you have everything from everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
You got Doctor Strange too, Multiverse of Madness. You know what I'm saying? You have all these movies that they're going to keep showing you something that's true. Now, how do you relate to that? That's up to you. For most people, they can't do it all in their head, and they shouldn't be expected to. Seriously. You see what I mean? You do not really judge the elephant on its ability to climb a tree. But in your dreams, maybe that elephant climbs that tree. Call it what it is. Move it along. And that's really the key point. When you do the visuals, it helps you move it along. You don't have to and think about it hard. You don't have to know rocket science. At most, in those templates, you're just using the basic time that you felt that idea or something moved and changed for you. So, like I said, come and get it. Come talk to us. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be able to help you on a lot of different levels. So check us out. You know what I'm saying? Get us on the DM, whatever you need to do. You know what I'm saying? But that activation is very simple.
Boom.
Anytime you think of anything, immediately think 3 more symbols of your own. Okay? If you need it in the ritual form, we'll get it to you. All right? Just hit our link and hit us up. All right? But in the ritual form, we'll be able to visualize it, obviously. We'll be able to show it to you in a different form. But for right now, anytime you think a single thought, now jump to 3 symbols of your own. and it'll help you to access what's within you. Because wherever you can go in your mind, that's within you. That's how you live. That's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, how it works for you is everything that it creates within your work. So you can be in more harmony with yourself. You can figure out all the things that you were like, wow, I always knew there was something about that, or why I felt special, or why I was misunderstood. You can do all of the things that are like fear by 10. And like I said, we make it real easy for you to catch those signals and not have to overwork. But sometimes people have to learn to let go. So this Venus transit, it's letting go a lot, and it's doing the Phoenix rise as well. It's burning all the old attachments off. So seriously, people will die quicker because they won't let go, and they're just getting sifted into a different reality, a different layer. This is known. It's not unknown. So even the visual mapping is going to jump you in whatever other studies you've been doing, whether it be law, whether it be being a creative person or a crystal, child, or wanting to become out of the medical field but still be a health practitioner. We have other people that work with us. We do this for you. You know what I'm saying? We do this with you. So
And they can hit you up on the links, basically.
oh yes, most definitely. The number is on the documents as well. So you can easily just hit us up. Like I said, what we really do is we excel at understanding what our people have been through, and then giving them a way to kind of release and relax and get their leverage so that they can really be who they are and shine out. You know what I'm saying? So hit the link, make sure that you hit us up, get us directly on the DM at the Instagrams. You know what I'm saying? We got Patreon for you. So like I said, if you need to really be getting it in, if you need that kind of wake up, that call, hey, get your butt up, it's time to do stuff. If you even just need to figure out what's your balance, what's your rhythm, that's what it's there for. So hit us up.
Got the links in the description box below, y'all.
Down below.
And we will reconvene in 2 weeks for the new moon in Virgo, where we can activate that lifestyle. So yeah, just have fun getting your dream on. No, see you in 2 weeks. Your mission, should you choose to accept, is to just believe and make it happen. Y'all stay blessed as always.